Hi everyone, welcome to the Oak Hill Industrial Railroad. Let's do some switching. Happy Sunday everybody. It's actually Saturday for me. Saturday afternoon, beautiful day in Central Kentucky, 48, not a cloud in the sky. Let's pick up where we left off yesterday. So we just dropped the train on just west of Douglas Avenue. You can see the Chessie Jeep in the background waiting to pick it up. I had to stop here because they forgot to throw the turnout back to straight after they dropped off the cars. Cars we're picking up are sitting next to Union Spring down there. If you remember, I talked about I went into JMRI and did a few tweaks, so we're actually picking up 5 cars. So a little bit more activity in Oak Hill. And the next session you'll see, which will probably be end of January maybe, since I'm going to film Chillicothe next. I'll have to check the video, see if those wind chimes are too bad. They're actually tangled up in a vine, or they might be worse. During the real cold weather, I had disconnected the waterfall on the pond and hooked up the, I've got a livestock heater I put in there to keep the pond from freezing solid. But now the waterfall is running again, at least a couple hours a day to keep the water circulating. I think the low temperature is supposed to be 30, 29, something like that next 2 weeks, so I'll run it a couple hours a day in the afternoon. So we've got the cars, so we're going to pull up past the train we just dropped off back onto the main line, pick up the caboose, and head back to Oak Hill. You're going to see a side view of the train when we cross Grassy Fork. So in the comments on Saturday's video, someone asked me what type of lighting I use. I didn't intentionally do this since I had already filmed it, but you can sort of see it's just those really cheap LED strip lights. They have adhesive on the back, and I just loop them back and forth. I think they come in like 30-foot length, 33-foot length, and I just put them. Well, I painted the lighting valance white first, so it reflects more light, and just stuck those things on there. And then I went back with a staple gun and very careful to not, staple in the wrong spot, just in case the adhesive eventually wears off. It hasn't so far though; they're staying up there fine. That's all I use. And they're adjustable, so I can dim them if I want to simulate dusk or dawn. You can see where actually Union Spring has a little bit less light over it because of this just happened to be where the light strand ended. So after we couple onto the caboose, you're going to see me cut away, and the next shot will be the chassis Jeep pulling forward. In reality, what happened was when I was trying to uncouple the caboose from the boxcar, the caboose has Atlas couplers on it, and that Rick's pick occasionally doesn't want to go down in there, so it pushed the end of the caboose down, which popped the other end up, which derailed that end of the car. So I just cut it out, but I'll tell you about it anyhow. Yeah, life isn't perfect. Actually meant to put that part back in after I fixed it and just forgot. So I'll tell you about it in case you're wondering why the train got out of town so quick. We've got about 30 or 40 little, I don't know what they are. They're not wrens, but they're little birds on our bird feeders. They come in waves. You won't see them, then 30 of them will come up, and then something will scare them and they'll all take off. Then they'll all come back. So after the train passes under the overpass, we will go back to catch the Oak Hill train crossing Grassy Fork. Now I know why the birds took off. Here comes Ferdinand. See if he has anything to say to you here in a minute. So the first two cars are going to go to Cedar Heights. Gondola is going to Charrington Scrap, and the last 2 boxcars are going to Ohio Fabric. That's about the color of the sky we've got here today, that you see in the background there. It's one of my favorite views of the railroad, looking down the length of Oak Hill. So we're going to do like we normally do and park the train on the passing siding, but there's a catch this time. Since I have 5 cars and a caboose, the train won't fit on the passing siding if I leave the locomotive coupled. So we'll uncouple the locomotive, move it over to the Cedar Heights Clay spur, because we don't want to leave it sitting on the main line. Yeah, I mean, could be a DT&I train need to come through. It's been a fairly busy day on the railroad today, Norfolk Southern, but looks like we're not going to catch one during this narration. So the train just won't fit. So as soon as the caboose clears Main Street, we'll stop, uncouple, and pull the locomotive out onto the main, and then back into Cedar Heights. So when the video ends, I'm going to head back in, work on the elevator project. I think my wife and I are going to go to Faba's, if you're ever in Georgetown, Kentucky. It's downtown, been in business, I think, since 1910. Started as like an ice cream shop. But it's just down-home Southern cooking, a lot of fried stuff. So, not a gourmet meal, but it's a local place, and we like to support the local places if we can. And we haven't been there in a while. We were just talking about that. She's going back to Ohio tomorrow for a few days. It's her mother's 85th birthday, and also she has a doctor's appointment like on Tuesday in Columbus, so she'll be gone a few days. Give me time to work on the elevator. I hope to post an update on Wednesday, and then we'll start a new operating session in Chillicothe next weekend. So everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Stay safe.